So the White House is actually panicking over a new problem. Now I want to address what is going on here and why the White House is panicking just now. Before I do that, all I ask is if you can spend just 2 seconds, go ahead, hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm, and make sure you click that subscribe button so you never miss an update. But let's get right down to it. Why is the White House worried? And what is the White House going to do about this new worry? Well, let's address this, because look at this story right here. It says OPEC data show oil cuts will cause widening supply shortfall. Cutbacks will help whittle down surplus seen this quarter. Curbs may also cause 2 million barrel draw in fourth quarter. Now, what does this mean? Well, just recently, about a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks ago, OPEC Plus decided they were going to cut production. They were going to cut production, and now we are going to see an almost 2 million barrel drawdown. Okay? This is turning into a major issue because we are already expecting shortages of fuel. That is why the White House is worried. Just think about this. We are coming into summer months. What do we do in the summer months? Well, here in the United States, we fill our vehicles with fuel and we drive to the Grand Canyon. We drive to Las Vegas. We drive to Yosemite, whatever. We go and take vacations. That's what we do in the summer. That's what most people do. Travel increases. That's going to increase costs. Well, guess what? Maybe you don't want to go to any of those places. Maybe you just want to go and hit the lakes. Well, you fill your boats, you fill your jet skis, you fill your car, and you drive to the lake. And you go spend have a day there. Great. Well, guess what? That means you're putting fuel in your car, your boat, or your jet ski. That could be a major problem as well, especially if we're seeing shortages. Now, I want to just show you this chart right here. And we're going to go through this article in just a second, but I want to show you this chart right here. This is from AAA. This is their AAA gas price chart. You can see right here, today is April 12th, and gas today as a national average costs $3.64. And let me know down in the comment section below, how much is gas where you live? I'll start off. Gas today where I live here in Washington State is about $4.20. Yeah, for 1 gallon. So obviously we're a little higher than this. And according to this, it's actually less. I'm paying a little bit less than what the current state average is, which I feel very fortunate. They're saving 23 cents. But look at this. Right here, the current average is $3.64. But yesterday it was $3.62, so it went up about 2 cents, 2.5 cents. A week ago it was $3.55, so we've gone up almost 9 cents. And a month ago it was $3.47, so we've already gone up 17 cents from 1 month ago. Granted, we are lower than what it was a year ago, but again, that's still a problem. Now, here's the other thing. And I just want to be very clear on this. Look at this. Look at diesel prices. It went from $4.34 a month ago to $4.20 a week ago. Stayed at $4.20 yesterday, and it's still at $4.20 today. This is actually pretty big. And the reason why I bring this up is because diesel prices have a lot to do with food. Okay? If you want to know why food prices are still going up, it's actually because of production, because of the cost of ingredients, because of wages. That's why it's going up. It's not necessarily going up just because of oil prices going up and being more expensive. That's why it costs us more to fill our vehicles. But as far as diesel, it's getting a little bit cheaper. So that's the good news there. Now, let's go into this article and let's read this a little bit more. This article right here. It says, oil supply cuts agreed by OPEC Plus nations last week are putting global markets on track for a hefty supply deficit that will widen as the year progresses, the latest data from the group indicate. World markets may be undersupplied by about 2 million barrels a day in the fourth quarter as a result of cutbacks announced by Saudi Arabia and its partners, according to figures in a report from the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. Riyadh and its partners shocked crude traders and sent prices rallying with the supply reductions announced on April 2nd. OPEC officials said the move was necessary due to deter speculators from making unwarranted wagers against oil, but the International Energy Agency, which advises consuming nations, called the decision a bad surprise. Now, what I want to say there is this. Right now, the White House is panicking. The White House is worried because what we have seen over the past year is President Biden, goes back a little ways, but President Biden, he okayed a drawdown of, 180 million barrels of oil from our Strategic Petroleum Reserve. So he took this drawdown and it brought gas prices down. Again, gas prices at its peak, okay, at its peak was right here. Was it June? April, May. So June 14, 2022. So almost a year ago. But it was $5.01. That was the average. In California, you'd find gas at $7, $8. Yeah. I remember paying, it was like $5 or $6, I believe, here in Washington State. It was expensive, but we paid it because we had to. But the White House doesn't want to go back there. And so the White House is going to do everything that they can to ensure that gas prices stay somewhat low. Here's the problem. OPEC wants to make the most money possible from selling oil. And how do they do that? Well, if they actually produce less oil, so there's less production, right? Less supply, but demand is still very high. The thing that you need to keep in mind is as demand grows and supply stays the same, it's actually going to mean costs are going to go up. It's not until demand slows and demand comes down and supplies go up that costs go down. That's the reason why OPEC wants to ensure that the demand is high but supply is somewhat low, because that will mean they can sell their barrels of oil for even more. Okay, and obviously as a business, that's something that they want to do. But keep this one thing in mind. The Biden administration has been hammered because of inflation. And now, because of the statements made by the Federal Reserve in their monthly minutes that they released yesterday, now we are worried that we are going to dip into a recession between the third and fourth quarter of 2023. So obviously the markets are panicked. Obviously, the American people are worried, but the White House themselves, they are worried and they're panicking because how do they keep inflation down? The worry right now is that if we do not see rents drop significantly, then we could actually see energy prices go up because of this OPEC disaster. And if that happens, guess what? Energy costs are going to be more expensive, not cheaper. Because this past month in our CPI report, we learned that energy costs went down. They dropped. There was a decline, which is good. But if we see them go back up, are we going to see additional inflation? Are we going to see upward pressure on inflation? According to experts, they say the answer is yes. We could see additional upward pressure. And if that's the case, and we see inflation turn around, that could be a disaster for the American people, but the White House as well. So that's what we're hearing at this time, that the White House is going to do everything that they can to ensure that prices go down. One of the first things that they're doing is, EV tax credits. That is something that they're really pushing. They want to ensure that more electric vehicles get this tax credit so that more people are encouraged to go buy an electric vehicle, which obviously doesn't use gas. So that means gas prices, or the demand for gas, would come down. That's what they're doing. They were not looking to drill more oil. That's not what they're trying, not to pull more oil out of the ground. That's not what the Biden administration wants to do. Some lawmakers, yes. But President Biden, no, absolutely not. So I just wanted to fill you in on what this new problem is that the White House is currently facing, because yes, gas prices are expected to surge over the summer months. It's just how much are they going to go up And is the White House going to step in and try to bring them back down? That's the question that we all have. But again, we do not have an answer just yet. As we get more information, I promise, I'll come back. I will share all the latest news and updates. Again, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next one.